I don't know whether anybody's going to bother coming on. I just thought I'd do a bit of a live stream while I'm watching the football. I've just watched Chelsea's game. Now I'm going to watch my team against Arsenal. So we're 3 minutes into the game. Or might be more, it's just that I'm watching. Oh, no, we're not. We're 7 minutes into the game. Jesus Christ, I look up and something else happens. So this, we've got, well, I wouldn't say we've got an half-decent side out, but we ain't got a bad side out. Still no Vardy. No Vardy. There's no Tielemans. He's on the bench. We did play in Europe. I know a lot of teams played on Thursday, but we did play in Europe on Thursday. So, but yeah, our lineup is Schmeichel, Ricardo, I never say his name. Thomas, Mendy, midfield, Mendy and Dewsbury. Dewsbury all double-barreled name. Probably one of the only ones that fucking Leicester's ever had that's been a double-barreled fucking surname. All Brighton. I'd like to think we can. I'd like to think that we're capable of beating Arsenal. Will we beat them? I don't know. I have to say no at this point because I think, what a good save by Schmeichel. I thought they'd gone 1-0 up then, but it was offside anyway. But yeah, I'd like to. I think I've got a few. I think a few of my well, I think Tottenham. All the Tottenham fans will be cheering us on. I think the West Ham fans will be cheering us on, and I think the Man U fans will be cheering us on. I think they'll all want us to. All them will want us to win, but we've got no strike force really. Iheanacho, I don't rate him that much. But we've had 3 clean sheets on the bounce. Maybe that's built us a little bit of confidence, but I always crap myself on set pieces. But yeah, I think we're capable. When we won the league, I will say this: when we won the league, we lost 2 games all season, and the 2 games we lost all season were both against Arsenal, home and away, and they were the only 2 games we lost all that season. We drew a hell of a lot, but we only actually lost 2. In actual fact, it was after a big defeat by Arsenal. I think it was 5-2. A big defeat by Arsenal at home at the beginning of the season that he made changes to the formation and dropped 2 players and brought two more players in and made a big change to the formation, and we went on to win the league, but we still lost 2-1 to Arsenal away from home. So, hello, Ty Billy Boy. Long time no see. I hope you're keeping well. So, yeah, Arsenal. I can't remember. Arsenal have always been a bogey side for us, always. Probably more than others. Hey up. Oof. They've got, there's no getting away from it. They've got a hell of a manager. I do rate their manager well. Return 16-1. Return 20-1, mate. It won at 20-1. You didn't have guaranteed odds then, mate. Because if you'd have had a bet in certain places, they give you guaranteed odds, which means you get the best odds at the thing. And it actually finished at 20-1. It won at 20-1. Oh, good. Glad to hear that, Ty Billy Boy. Hello, Beans. I suppose you're shouting on Leicester in this game. You got 16. Well, you can't complain. If you don't know what we're on about, in the last, I'm going to blow my own trumpet now for a reason. I think in the last 4 weeks, I've received two horse tips off of somebody in the note. Well, 1-0. Told you, set pieces. We can't defend set pieces. 1-0 Arsenal. Off a corner. No, I didn't. No, I didn't back Leicester when at 5,000 to 1 when they won the league. No, I didn't. Yeah, there we go. Set piece, Arsenal 1-0. Fucking happens to it. Honestly, we cannot defend fucking corners. We are terrible. We are absolute fucking near post. 3 blokes round him and he can't even fucking defend it. Excuse my language, sorry. That's disgusting. 1 in front, 1 behind. Fucking hell. If anybody's watching the game, can you tell me how 3 blokes? Well, yeah. There's not a lot I can say about that. Our back's against the wall now. I told you, set pieces, we're shit. We are shit. Absolutely shit. Anyway, going back to what I was saying before that disgusting bit of defending. Going back to what I was saying, yeah. In the last 4 weeks, I think it's been 4 weeks. In the last 4 weeks, a bloke, I've had 2 tips off a bloke who's in the know, and I can only use the word "is in the know." I think I very rarely get tips off him at all. And in the last 4 weeks, I've had 2. The first one won at 8 to 1. I think it got back down on that day, but I think Frosty might have got 11 to 2 or 6 to 1 on it. But I got 8 to 1 in the morning on it. Yesterday's horse, I gave to Frosty, won at 20 to 1, and Frosty got 16 to 1. So I've had 2 tips off him in 4 weeks, and both of them have absolute. Well, the one yesterday won by 9 lengths. I think the other one won by about the same distance. So I'm hoping he's going to come up with some over Cheltenham, but you never know. But yeah, he's been quite profitable so far. But I did mention it on my live stream yesterday that I had this tip. I did tip it to him straight after I finished my live stream. So I think Frosty might owe me a beer now. Unless he did his bollocks at poker last night. But yeah. Keep the tips coming. I bet, yeah. Why does that not surprise me? I'm like, I tell you what, bit like other people. There's a Stu D gave out. I think he gave out 2 football tips, 2 football bets last Saturday and Sunday, and both of them won. But like he said on his live stream on Friday night, you don't like giving tips out because when they lose, people seem to remember the losses a lot more than they remember the winners. But I always tell him not to have a lot on it. I did actually tell him to back it each way yesterday, but he didn't. He put it straight on the nose. So he had a good day. I had on that one yesterday. I had £20 each way at 20 to 1 because I got best. I was on a thing called best odds, which means that even if you take a price of say 16 to 1, but it wins at 20 to 1, you get paid on the 20 to 1. So I had £20 each way at 20 to 1. So it was a nice, cool £500 profit. Wasn't a bad bet. Wasn't a bad day. But they're the only 2 tips I've had in the last 4 weeks or 5 weeks off him. So I'm still waiting to get some for Cheltenham. Well, I haven't seen Maddison touch the ball yet. She's baking again today. If anybody seen the live stream yesterday, she was going to make a cheesecake. No, sorry. Yesterday she was making a cheesecake. And then today she was going to make a carrot cake without the carrots. Yeah, that one yesterday I did. To be honest, Joe, if you'd have been on the live stream, I would have given it you on the live stream. But I've got no way of contacting you, mate. I don't like putting it out on a live stream because, like I say, if it gets beat, if it does get beat, you know what they're like. They're not going to let me forget it. So I send it off at a private message. But Yeah. So yesterday she was talking about making a carrot cake without carrots, without the carrots. I think she was going to put chilies in it, orange chilies, so it looked like a carrot cake until you bit into it. But I think she's gone against that today, and I think she's actually making another cheesecake. So she seems to like cheesecakes. I'll back to North at 20-1. He finished at 20-3. Yeah, the old jokes are the best, didn't they? But yeah, just while I'm here, I will say that because we're getting beat. Chelsea had a good win over Newcastle, scored in the 89th minute to beat Newcastle 1-0. Looks like Everton could be in trouble. They had a player sent off today and they lost 1-0 to Wolves. Yeah, do that then, Joe. Lost 1-0 to Wolves. Leeds won 2-1. They were winning 1-0. Then Norwich scored in the 91st minute and Leeds got their winner in the 94th minute. That was a good win. They needed that win desperately. Watford beat Southampton 2-1. And West Ham, good win for West Ham, beating Aston Villa 2-1, but they must have had squeaky arses because Aston Villa scored, making it. But yeah, good to see that the Ukrainian scored their first goal, came off the bench and scored. I'm not going to pronounce his name, but yeah, he scored and had a cry. And I don't mean that in an horrible way or any kind of thingy way, but you can imagine what he must be going through at the moment, because apparently a lot of his family are they've hit the bar. Arsenal have just hit the bar. A lot of his family are going through, are in the middle of all this, and yet he's still trying to earn a living playing football. He scored the goal, dropped to his knees, and shed a couple of tears. Fair play to the man. So he scored the first goal for West Ham. I think he's the first Ukrainian to score in the Premiership since the war started. Oh, Mendy's just been smacked in the face. Oh, maybe they'll take him off. We bought that Mendy to replace Kantar, who went to Chelsea, and he's so injured. He's injury prone. Oh, he's gone for Schmeichel, you were nowhere. Hit the bar, but Schmeichel was nowhere. He was praying that weren't going in that top corner. That's a nice effort, though. Yeah, it looks a bit one-sided at the minute. For anybody who's watching it, it's definitely looking a bit one-sided. Looks like Mendy could end up with a black eye after that one. Smacked him straight in the face. But yeah, so as I say, they were the football results. There were only 3 results from yesterday. I don't think we want to gloss over on we'll talk about 3 results yesterday. Why not? Why not talk about the football results from yesterday? Yesterday's results were Liverpool beats Brighton 2-0. That was the early kickoff. Brentford beat Burnley. Now, that's a big defeat for Burnley, that is. A big defeat. Brentford beat Burnley. And then Man U beat Tottenham 3-2. And I think Ronaldo scored an hat-trick. But all I keep seeing is videos of this fucking own goal by Maguire. If he'd have let it go, the bloke would have been offside. But as a centre defender and you've got a bloke behind you, you're not going to know that man's offside. You've got to challenge the ball. I wish our lot would do it more often. Oh, good save, Michael. So, yeah. So they were the results from yesterday. So the table's not looking too good at the minute for Tottenham. They're dropped down to 8th now. I know they've got 2 games in hand on Wolves, but it's not looking that good. I'll tell you straight what I think. I think he's the best. I think he's the best manager we've had in a very, very long time. I think that. I think what it is. I think what it is a lot of Leicester fans, because we won the league and then we won the FA Cup, and we finished in the top 5 in the last 2 seasons. I think they're getting ahead of themselves. We are no more than a mid-table side, top 10 side. That is all we are. When we won the league, the reason we won the league on probably the lowest points that you'll see the league won for a very, very, very long time. We didn't. I can't be horrible. Leinster. I was hoping Niall weren't going to pop on after the way Ireland humiliated us yesterday, but hey-ho. At least Leicester Tigers beat London Irish. That's supposed to have a little bit of thingy, but so my opinion is we're no better than a top 10 side, maybe top 8, and that's it. I think you got your big sides, and people will argue with me about who are the big sides. My opinion, your big sides are the likes of Chelsea. I know what's going on with the Russian thing at the moment, but still, the big sides are Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester United. And you've got, at this precise moment, forget your history and everything. And then you've got your West Hams, your Arsenals, your Tottenhams, your what will be next season, your Newcastle. I will put Leicester in there. You've got them sides. So, you've got your top 4, and then you've got about 6 sides below that'll be fighting for 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. My opinion. Purely my opinion. If you disagree with me, that's your opinion. So, like I say, good ball. Oh, Barnes, you got to touch like a fucking baby elephant. Fucking hell. How are you, Banksy? How did Stoke get on yesterday? Because last I saw, they were drawing 1-1 with... who were they drawing 1-1 with yesterday when I looked? When I looked yesterday, they were drawing 1-1. How did they get on? They drew 2-2 with Peterborough. It was a 1-1 when I looked. But yeah, my opinion, I just think that we're a top 10 side. So if that answers your question, I think he's best manager we can have. We're a young side. We are a young side. You take Schmeichel, Vardy, and Evans out of the equation, and the average age for us is about 24, 25. So we are a very, very young side. So, but I see a lot that I tell you what, I was looking at the championship table today, and I see that the likes of Middlesbrough and Notts Forest are on the brink of the good old days again of getting into the playoffs and everything after the blips that they've had. And Coventry, they're all up there. I can't say that about Stoke, because Stoke are like 11 points off of the playoffs. But it looks. And Huddersfield, there's one for you. Huddersfield, 3rd in the league. Go on, bury it, you knob. Fucking no. Why are we doing an Arsenal and try and dribble the ball into the net? You get a chance like that, you hit the fucker. Hang on, Joe. I'll put it in here, mate. It don't make no odds to me. I'll stick it in here. Give me a second. It's an old one. Very old one. I've never changed it, so... There you go, mate. sorry, Nottingham Forest. Sorry, it's Notts County in it and Nottingham Forest. All right, okay. I apologise. It's Nottingham Forest, not Notts County. Okay. There must be a few people make that same mistake, surely. And call them Notts Forest. I've always called them that. Even back in the days when we used to travel to there and have a few scuffles over the bridge, over the Trent. I've seen some people go swimming in that Trent in my back in the days. Yeah. But yeah, I'd see. I was watching an interview of somebody who played for Forest, and they were saying that now it's a full gate it's a full ground every home game, and they said that the sparkles come back. The buzzes come back to the to Forest's ground. So yeah, I mean, I hope that's true, because I mean, look, at the end of the day, I know we're not Forest's number one rivals, and that would go down to being Derby, because because of the the 52 that links the pair of you, the A52. I think that's right. I think it's the A52. So, or is it Brian Clough Way now, as it's called? But yeah, so I know Derby's Nottingham Forest's main rivals, but they've always been ours. They've even been more of a rival for us than Coventry, and they're only one end of the famous motorway, the old 69. We're closer to Coventry than what we have ever been to thingy, but you're the oldest club now. I thought Notts County were the oldest club. Or are they? Oh no, because they're not in the Football League anymore, are they? Ain't Notts County dropped down into? Oh, I don't know. You're classed as the oldest club. I thought Port Vale was older than you. I know Port Vale are the biggest club. Oh, for God's sake! Excuse me a minute. I thought Port Vale was the biggest club in Stoke. Give me a minute. Oh, Nacho's just fucking chinned him. If the ref goes to the video print to the VAR for that, he could get in trouble, because he's swiped out at him. Let me have a look at what somebody's just said. The atmosphere at the City Ground is electric. We have been in the wilderness longer than Israelites. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, Forest. I mean, did they go bankrupt, or they nearly went bankrupt? I know they were struggling financially for a long time, but it is good to see them up there. I would like to see more East Midlands sides in the Premiership. Of course I would, but balls to Forest. But as I was saying, I do believe, and stand me corrected if I'm wrong, but I do believe that Port Vale are the biggest club in Stoke. You know, they get more fans, they get more attendance. Their attendance, they get more than what Stoke City do. I mean, Stoke City have got a bigger ground and a better, newer ground, but Port Vale are the more famous club in Stoke. I mean, you know, if you ask anybody about Stoke City, they don't know. But if you ask anybody about Port Vale, everybody knows about Port Vale. You know, their history is good. I mean, Stoke's history is shit, and their team is shit. But you know, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, getting back to the Premiership, you know, which Stoke will never get into again. But getting back to the Premiership, I think, you know, I stuck my neck out the other week and I said that, in my opinion, the top four would be Liverpool winning the league, Man City finishing second, Chelsea finishing third, and I thought Arsenal would finish fourth. And I'll stick by that. I still think it'll finish that way up. And I think then it'll be Man U, West Ham, Tottenham will be there somewhere. But I just think Tottenham are, I don't know, Tottenham at the moment are unpredictable. They're not playing brilliant. You know, so, but that's how I think it'll finish. That's, you know, that's my top four. You'll never walk alone, Liverpool. I thought if I mentioned Liverpool, some fucker would come in and have a go. I don't think Everton will go down. I think Everton will stay up. I think I stuck my neck out on the line the other day and said that I thought that the three sides that would go down would be the three sides that came up. I'm beginning to think that maybe Burnley might actually, which I'd hate to say because I actually like their manager, but I actually think Burnley might actually struggle. And I think they could. I don't think he will. I don't think he'll sign another contract. I think he will go. I think his wage demand is a bit too much, and I think they don't need him. My opinion, they honestly don't need him. I think they've got abundance now of players that'll fit that spot, and I don't think they need him. So Port Vale are the best team in Staffordshire. Port Vale, definitely the best team in Stoke. Definitely the best team in Stoke. You know, you walk around Stoke and you see a lot more Port Vale shirts than what you do Stoke City shirts. You know, I mean, Stoke City's football ground is used as a car park on a Saturday, so that's how fucking good they are. I won't, Joe. What I'll do is, if I get any over the next 3 or 4 days, I'll pop you in on it. All right. But don't take it out. Don't have a go at me if they don't win. For anybody who don't know what we're talking about, I've had a couple of good tips come through in the last 3 or 4 weeks, and I give them to Frosty when I get them, and I had one come in yesterday, 20-1 winner. So Frosty was on earlier saying, you know, cheers for the tip. So, and then Joe was moaning that I didn't give it to him. So I said, I've got no way of contacting him. So, has Bloody Beach been here? No, Beach has not been here. No, he hasn't. I know that, but the easiest, nobody's been here. Truthfully, Banksy, nobody's been here. I just know the best way to wind you up is to talk about Port Vale being a better side than Stoke. And that's why I did it, because it's called banter. I know, we're shit, aren't we? Are you watching it, Kicks? 3 against 1 at a corner and the fucker still scores. I mean, we are fucking crap. Oh, good save. Bastard. Who got the head on that one? That was a good save by their keeper. Who got his head on that? Albrighton with a classic cross again. Who's got up for that? Oh, Barnes. Good save. Yeah. It was good. We should have been 1-1. Mind you, he did goalkeeper did make it look fucking more spectacular than what it was. Oh, Rogers thought it was in. His arms went up. Oh God. I think my I've got a split decision here. If we lose, I'm not that bothered. Well, like I was just saying, that I've got a bloke who's in the know, really in the know, and he's not one of these that gives tips out every week or every couple of weeks. I think I've had 2 tips off him in about 6 months, and when he gives me a tip, it normally means that there's been some movement, but I worried a little bit about yesterday's tip. I'll be honest. The first tip he gave me, I got 8-1. I think it won at 11-2. So that was backed. But yesterday's tip, to be honest, was a bit iffy because it in the morning you could have got 12-1 on it. First thing when I went in the bookies in the morning, you could have got 12-1 on it, but it actually drifted out 16-1, and then in the end, on the off, it was 20-1. So it wasn't even being backed, and yet it still won by 9 lengths. But you start to get a bit worried when it's not being backed because you're thinking, like, how good is this actual horse? But it won at 20-1 by 9 lengths. So, you see who's there. See Kicks TV, your friend.
Yeah, hello,
Kicks, your friend. Kicks.
We meet him in
Yes,
Summit,
yeah. Kosamet, yeah.
Half hour.
Well, I don't know, Joe. We've created a couple of chances. No, 20 minutes.
Yes.
Not half hour, 20 minutes. Yeah, we've created a couple of chances, but yeah, I'll give you a do though, Frosty. I did say back it each way, and you know what? You see that kit they're wearing, that blue one. That's the third choice. There, he says, "Hello, beautiful lady." That's the third, like not the second kit, the third kit. That is, but I could buy that. I could have bought that in Thailand off the market for about £3. You know what I mean? That's how bad it is. They were selling it in the market near the Cambodian border for about £3. Sod the Sport, how was the cake? Which one? The cheesecake that she made yesterday was very nice. She's making another cheesecake today, I think. And tomorrow she's going to make the carrot cake without the carrots, but instead it's going to have chili. Because we haven't been able to catch any geckos yet to put in it. So we're having, it's going to be chili. So it's going to be a chili, the carrotless cake. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's tomorrow now, Adam. It's more cheesecake today. So, yeah, cake is always sweet. You know that.
Sweet like me.
Sweet like you? Okay. You beautiful lady with an... You've got to be joking, Joe. What drugs are you taking? Beautiful lady with an handsome man. No. No. She says no. What drugs are you on, Joe? You got earpieces in. Why?
I connect now.
Okay, you connect now. So, no, you're not connect now.
I don't know what's wrong.
What's wrong? But yeah, I tell you what, Adam, we went out for a meal last night. We went. Where did we go last night for that meal? Oh, we went to the Meridian. Up the Meridian, and she had this bottle of cider. It was what was it? What was the bottle of cider we had? She had this bottle of cider. I think it was cherry and berry cider, and she liked it that much. We had to go out today to the supermarket and buy some. So she's got them in the fridge. She says, "Oh, it's like it's not like drinking alcohol. This bleeding fruit cider." I'm like, "Yeah, tell me that after you've had a few of them in one night, and you're lying there throwing up, and you're throwing up thingy." So, but yeah, we're coming up to half time, and we've sort of got a little bit better since we've gone 1-0 down, but we're still not. We're fighting. I can see us scoring, but there's a chili Victoria sponge. That's a chili Victoria. Oh, is it? I don't know. Don't ask me. She doesn't like carrots, so she's not putting carrots into the carrot cake. She says she'll get some orange chilies, which are not as spicy, and put them in. But she made me laugh, right? For lunch, she has this spicy food for lunch today, right? And she says to me, "Oh, you have some." So I says, No, I'm not having any. It's I can smell the spice in it. I can smell how spicy this is. She says, No, it's not spicy. And as she's saying that, she's eating it, coughing, like, because of the spice. And I'm like, yeah, okay then. And then she says to me afterwards, "Oh, my stomach hurts." Yeah, the only reason your pissing stomach hurts is because you've just had a shitload of chilies. But I think her supply that she brought over from Thailand started to run down. I think we're going to have to do a bloody a shop run eventually. You all know the story behind that, don't you? She come over with 36 kilos in a suitcase, and out of that 36 kilos, only 7 kilos was clothes. The rest was food. So, but I think I looked in the cupboard and the fridge, and I think the supply is definitely running down a bit. So. She don't like carrots, so she don't want a carrot cake with carrots. I can't remember who suggested carrot cake to her anyway, but it would have about 27 kilos of food she brought over. Yeah, one day we will go there. Yeah, but I mean that's a drive which I don't fancy taking, but she wants to go after we've been to Meridian. She wants to go 10-pin bowling this week, so I'm gonna have to take a 10-pin bowling first. Yeah, Sonny's, what was it? Yeah, Sonny's Street Food in Loughborough. Absolutely cracking little calf cum restaurant that is for Thai food. Definitely nice, definitely. But yeah, Kicks 27 kilos of food. I think she brought four packs, or whatever you call them, 1 kilo packs of curry paste. God knows how many packs of noodles. The only thing she lost, the customs took the fish sauce off her because it was in her hand luggage. Well, yeah. I says to her the other day, a parcel come addressed to me, obviously, and I says to her, "So I ain't ordered anything." She says, "Oh, I have." So I says, "Well, what is it?" "Oh, it's something I ordered online." So she opens it up, and it's a new dress and a new skirt. So I says, "Oh, right, okay, fair enough." So she's, "Yeah, I've ordered another 25. I said, "You ordered another 25 what?" So she's, "Oh, 25 dresses, skirts and everything, jumpers and all that. They're coming." I'm like, "What?" So she says, yeah, I ordered another 25. So she's ordered another 25 of the stuff. And I says to her, I says, how'd you pay? How did you pay for that? So she says, I pay online. And I know exactly what she means by that. So I'm like, oh, okay, then fair enough. She's feeling the cold. Yes, she is. She's since you've been here, I think she's bought 3 coats since she's been here. God knows how many hoodies, can't remember. About 4 pair of jeans since she's been here. So yeah, quite a few bits and pieces. No, Kicks is back now. He's been just answering your question, Joe. Kicks is back. He's coming back over soon, though, ain't you? How many, darling? How many items are still to come? How many did you order, and how many still to come?
23.
23 still to come.
Yes.
23 items still to come. Yeah.
Yes, but I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know when.
Oh, you don't know when, but there's 23 still left to come.
From Royal Mail.
Yeah, from Royal Mail. Yeah. So there you go. You see, 23 left to come. Joe says, "Are you feeling the cold since you've been here? Do you notice how cold it is?
Mhm.
It's not the cold so much for you, is it? It's the rain.
Yeah, it's rain.
You don't like the rain, do you?
Yeah, and the windy.
Windy.
Mm.
Yeah, she don't like the wind and the rain more than the cold. She just doesn't like the wind and the rain. It's the rain more than anything else, because the thing is, if it's like this, like it is today, where it's just a bit cold, you can go out, but I've tried to explain to her that when it's pissing it down with rain, there is really at the moment because we're just coming out of oh yeah. I told her that this is the winter. She's like, well, what do you do? I said, we piss off abroad. Seriously, she says to me, what do you do when the weather's like this? I says, we go to Thailand. I says, we go abroad. Why do you think a lot of people go to Thailand during the winter? I says, because they don't want to stay here. I says, but to be fair, since we've been back, it's rained nearly every day. Really, yeah, we've had a couple of days when it hasn't rained, but most of the time it's rained since we've been back. So it's hard to do things when it's raining, but we will find things to do, won't we? You do your baking for a bit, yeah? Yeah, so yeah, 3 weeks of warm weather. They reckon, what was it, next week? Was it next week or the week after? It's going to get quite warm. But the clocks go forward soon, so that makes it a little bit easier. I'll be honest with you, she suffers a bit with the 7-hour. Is the PCR test just up the nose only? Right. The one I had done, I can only speak from my own experience, Joe. Somebody else might tell you different. The one I had done in England was nose and throat. The one I had done in Thailand when I went there, when I was in my quarantine, was just nose. So the one I had done in England to get the plane over was nose and throat, but the one in Thailand while I was in quarantine, because I had 2 while I was in quarantine, once on the first day and once on the 6th day, and both of them was nose only. So that's from my experience only. When I came back, because we flew directly from Thailand to England, we didn't have to do a PCR test, so I didn't have one coming back. So if that helps you, Joe. Cheltenham week, good weather. I hope so. Yeah. But they reckon the weather's going to improve. But she's finding things to do. She's doing a bit of baking. She's keeping herself occupied, All yours have been both nose and throat. Yeah, yeah. I'll be honest with you, Kicks. I was really surprised when I was in the thingy. Well, I think it was Kicks that was saying that Thailand have made an. I think somebody. I'm not going to throw kicks out there, but I'm sure what somebody said on somebody's live stream that Thailand are talking about getting rid of everything by about July. So getting rid of the lot. So because I know the Philippines have done that, they've got no tests, no quarantine, no nothing when they go. So I did hear that somebody did say that Thailand are thinking about doing that. So how true that is, no idea. Who said it? I thought it was Kicks, but I'm not going to swear by it. Now you got another 7 minutes, darling. There you go. Kicks his point up again. The 1st of July, downgrading it so no tests. 1st of July. But by then, you see, I think the good Philippines, you still have to test before you fly. Oh, right. Okay. Just out because I thought thingy was in the Philippines at the minute. Didn't Ben go to the Philippines? And I want to see him do any form of quarantine. So but I will disappear in a minute because I've got to go and but yeah, as I was saying, I mean, to me, July yeah, yeah, they are very thorough. I mean, you'll be all right end of July, I would have thought, Joe. I will agree with you about that because I mean, when I went in my quarantine, the first one, honestly, they shoved it that far up my nose, same as you. I thought they were trying to get to. I thought they were trying to poke my eye out from the inside out. Honestly, tilt your head back, and Jesus Christ, it actually hurt. To put it that far up my sodding nose, it actually hurt. That was the first one on the first day. On the 6th day, I was prepared for it, but she never actually shoved it as far up. That sounds bad, doing it. I was prepared for it, but she never actually shoved it as far up on the 6th day. So, but yeah, definitely not good. Right, I'll be back in 1 second. I'm just going to mute myself for a second. Right, I'm back. Well, the cheesecake has come out of the oven, so now it's just got to cool down. So should all be good then, Joe. Check out the I'll Google it. There is a 3-month plan. Yeah, I mean, it's like Songkran. It's like Songkran. I'd love Songkran to go back to normal. You know what I mean? Have the old Songkran back, but I can't see that happening until at least next year. You know, at the moment, it's quite good for me that because, you know, Thailand's plan, I think, I don't know. Anyway, getting back to what I was talking about before, which I can't remember. So you're going back in what, 4 weeks, Kicks? Did you say 4 weeks, 5 weeks? Or didn't you say? Or is it just me? So it's all right. She just threw me a minute. I'll just get back into my flow. So yes, we're 1-0 down at half time. That moves Arsenal back up to 4th place above. I do believe it puts Arsenal up onto 51 points after 26 games, and Tottenham are on 45 points after 27 games. So Arsenal have still got a game in hand, and they are 6 points clear of Tottenham. So I will have to time it that I'm over in Thailand when Kicks is, because I will get a free night out. The rumours are there will be Songkran including water this year, but might only be a day or two. Yeah, right. As if Pattaya are only going to do a freaking day or two. As wants to say, wants to turn around and say, yeah, you can have water. It's just going to go crazy again, isn't it? I mean, I remember back in the day, and I'm not going back that far, but I remember back in the day when Songkran was literally just a day or two. And then Pattaya turned it into like 4 or 5, and then in the end they turned it into like a week. But it did only originally just be a day or two. Can you remember them days when Songkran Water Fights was only, or Songkran Water Festival was only a day or two? Yeah. And now they're like in Pattaya, they're a week of water fights. Are you cold?
Yes.
You want me to put the heating on?
No.
Okay. You know what I would say?
What?
Put your coat on. If you're cold, girl, put your coat on. Yeah, they are months behind. But, you know, I went to, you say that, though. I went to, you're going to laugh, I went to McDonald's this morning because she wanted an hot chocolate, and it was before anywhere else was open, being a Sunday. So I says, the only place I can get you an hot chocolate is McDonald's. So she went, yeah, okay. So I went to McDonald's. I tell you what, I thought I was walking into a nuclear fallout area. They've still got the old disposable pinnies on. They've still got the masks on. They've still got the gloves on. And I'm like, hang on a minute, that's all gone. But yeah, I mean, even when they're taking your money, they've got the gloves on. They've got the masks. You know, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. And that was in McDonald's. You know, it's the only place I've ever seen it like that. Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. You know, at the end of the day, it's over. Just live with it. I mean, from April the 1st, that's it. Yes, that's true. That's true, Kicks, that is, because July, I use this term, and I know people will take the piss out of me for using this term, but as far as I'm concerned, July, August, September is... Yeah, I bet your ears are burning, isn't it, Stu? Because I've been talking about you. July, August, September to me is just the rainy season to me. That was because of the food, not COVID. Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if your ears are burning, Stu, because I said that you put up a couple of football bets last week, I do believe, on Saturday and Sunday, which came in. I put up an horse. Yesterday. I only gave it to one bloke because I daren't put it out like you do. I own it just in case it lost. So I gave it to one bloke and it won at 20-1. And I says, I won't give tips out that much because they always seem to remember the losers. They never seem to remember when you get a winner. So, but Frosty, the lad who backed it, he's quite happy because I've given him 2 in the last 4 weeks. And yesterday's coming as well. All right, yeah, I've given him 2 in the last 4 weeks, and they both won. So the one yesterday won at 20-1 by 9 lengths. So I'm quite happy with the results. But I don't have a lot on. I think yesterday's also had £20 each way on, so clear profit was 500. But yeah, Spurs West Ham next Sunday. Bank a win for Hammers. Oof, Joe, you do realise you're up against two Tottenham fans here. Both came in last week. Yesterday's came in as well. You're not gonna be brave and tell me what you've had this week, what you've had today, are you? I bet you've done Arsenal, ain't you? They were odds on. They were big odds on to win. So were Chelsea, big odds on. And to be fair, Chelsea were big odds on, but they were very lucky to get the win. I thought Newcastle played well. Still running. That means you must have had Chelsea. Must have had Chelsea to go. I would have said, why have we got a midweek game? Who you got in midweek then? Why have you or why haven't you? We've got a midweek game as well, you know. You're not the only ones. Oh, you got Brighton. So's Arsenal. Arsenal-Liverpool midweek. Well, that'd be a good game for you. Yeah, we're playing Thursday, second round of the away leg of that Mickey Mouse Cup that you got knocked out of. I had to get that in. You know the side you got knocked out by, the side that won the league that you was in. You know them little mini leagues. The side that won the league that you was in, we beat them 2-0 at home, and we'll knock them out in the away leg. Just thought I'd tell you. You know, they topped your league. You finished 3rd in that league. They beat you 3-0. We beat them 2-0. I'm not going to say they only beat you 3-0 because it was a default. So I'm not going to say that they you couldn't play because of COVID, so they got the result 3-0. I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say that they beat you 3-0. Yeah, I know, Joe. I know you're still in the Europa. I know you're still there. But, you know, I mean, I'm trying to think. Oh, Jesus, thank Christ that. I'm trying to think when the last time Tottenham won a trophy, but my memory's not that good, you know. You had Chelsea. You must have been slightly worried towards the end of that game then, Stu. I mean, I looked at the price of Chelsea and I just, the way Newcastle have been playing, I just couldn't see it. And with what Chelsea had happened to Chelsea off the pitch, I don't know. I know they got the result and I know but I'm just saying at that price, I couldn't have backed them with your money. Well, obviously you backed them with your own money, but you know what I mean? I couldn't have backed them with your money. Only Europe. You boys will see next season is summer. Next season is summer holidays. What are you on about? You've been saying that for 10 years. Next season, next season, next season. When are you actually going to admit that you are? I got asked a question on this live stream, yeah? as to where I thought Leicester should be, and I put Leicester in a top as no better than a top 10 side. When are Spurs actually going to admit that they're no better than a top 6 side? When are they going to get out of this dream that they're in, where they think they're better than a top 5, top 6 side? Yeah, I've said that, Kicks. You're saying nothing I haven't already said on here. We are a top 10 side. That's it. No more. I've named what I thought was the top 4 side, and I said that I'll repeat exactly what I said. Manchester United, in my opinion, purely my opinion, Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, Man United, top 4 sides. If they don't finish in the top 4, then they are financially in trouble. Then you've got the likes of Arsenal, Spurs, West Ham, Newcastle next season, and I put Leicester in there as well as being fighting for the remainder of places, the other European places. You disagree with that all you want. I don't know what Stu. Fucking hell, Stu. You're the only bloke I know who wears literally rose-tinted glasses. You don't even. You are. If I cut you wide open, you'd bleed white. You can definitely. You're the only bloke who I know who went to. No, I can't say that. I can't say what I'm going to say because some people will say I'm saying this as a joke. But if I said it, some people might take it the wrong way, so I won't. But I was going to say something then. You are the 5th best side. If you're the 5th best side, why are you not finishing 5th consistently every year then? If you're the 5th best side. Come on, if we're going to talk genuine. I like that. Europa is like the Eurovision Song Contest. Nobody cares who wins. You're the best of the rest. Well, okay then, Stu. If you're gonna make that claim, right, that you're the best of the rest, then that would mean that you consistently finish 5th every single season. But you don't, do you? You're not. You're not the best of the rest. You're not consistently the best of the rest because you're not even going to finish 5th or 6th this season. Last season you finished in the cup that we're in now, which is the conference, I think it's called, the Europa Conference League. So I think you finished 7th last season. This season you'll be looking to finish 6th again. We'll be lucky if we finish in the top 10, but at least I'm honest enough to admit that we're poor. We're having a poor season. Hello, Dave. You're all right, mate. I see you popped in. It's all went quiet. Fair comment. But you have finished in the top 4 and you have got through to the final of the Champions League. And yes, you did at one time finish consistently in the top 4. Not going to deny that. But over the previous, I think it's the previous 3 seasons. Yeah, previous 3 seasons you've not. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm just, Colo asked me a question which was like, where do I think Leicester should, where people are slagging off Brendan Rodgers and, do I think they're right to slag him off because of where we are in the league? And the answer is no, because Leicester fans especially, okay, we won the league. Yeah, but we won the league with the lowest points that's won the league for a very long time. We won the FA Cup last season. So what? At the end of the day, people are expecting too much of Leicester. They finished 5th two seasons on the trot. But we are no more than a top 10 side, consistently a top 10 side. That's what we are. you know, and I just turned around and said that, you know, sides, we haven't got anywhere. We haven't even got your budget that you've got at Spurs. We haven't even got that budget. So, you know, us finishing, see, I've been probably like you, probably like a few of you, not so much Kicks and Stu, but definitely the Nottingham Forest fan. I've been City when they're playing like the likes of, and I'll say this now, the likes of Port Vale, the likes of Grimsby, the likes, you know, we've been down into the lower league. Okay, we only stayed there for one season, but we still went down to the lower league. We nearly went bankrupt. We nearly went into administration. We got bailed out by ex-players, players like Lineker, Eske bailed us out. You know, so but half of our fans, or 3/4 of our fans, just jump on the bandwagon because, you know, because of what we did. You ask me where they were, sort of, where, you know, fucking hell, that should have been a goal and all. Looked more like a fucking own goal. That could be a penalty. I don't know. It happened too fast, but yeah, you could be right. It could be a penalty and it could be a man sent off. It really could. But Leicester cheated, didn't they? When did we cheat? No, he won't get. If it is a penalty, he won't get sent off for that. I don't think he got. No, his hand weren't there. His hand never got there. Surely his hand's not there. No, his hand's not there. Surely. Oh, it did. Oh, I don't know. Did it touch his hand? I don't think it did. I don't think his hand's there. The ball's carried on in the same direction. Is anybody watching this? That ball's not changed direction, has it? Oh, it did change direction. Yeah, it is a penalty. Yeah, it has. He's handballed it. Definitely. Yeah, it is. Penalty. Yeah, definite penalty. Definite penalty. Yeah, it was. I got no argument with that. He's put his hand out. Fucking hell, what's he doing? Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, it weren't a sending off, but it was a definite, yeah. You could see the ball change direction, so yeah, it was a penalty. And they can't say that it, you know, that, but you can actually see the ball change direction there at that point. So yeah, fucking, I've got no argument with that. That were a penalty. See, if that was Tottenham, fucking Stu D would be standing there going, "No, never touched him. That never touched his hand." That's what Stu D would be going. No, never seen that. That never hit his hand. The ref's biased. The VAR cheated. Okay, now my night out on the piss is looking more and more fucking tempting. It's about the only thing I've got left. Okay, now fire. We're losing. This is a Thai football team. We're losing. You're supposed to be cheering us on.
Yeah.
What do you mean no?
What?
You should cheer us on.
No.
What do you mean no? She bought a Leicester City shirt from the mall. How much did that Leicester City shirt cost you?
60 baht.
60 baht. She bought a Leicester City shirt from the market, cost her 60 mark. She wore it once, washed it, and it fell apart. It was good quality, wasn't it, Gal? Yeah, washed it once, it fell apart. A bit like our team has today. Lucky hell. Yeah. Well, I can still laugh. What's Michael going on about here? What's he moaning about? The bloke's just scored a penalty, but what's he going on about? Oh, he's saying he stopped him. He stopped. Yeah. I mean, Arsenal will. I hate to admit it, but I mean, even Stu D's got to think about what he's going to say on the next statement. But this will put them 6 points in front of Tottenham with a game in hand. So, I know they've got Liverpool midweek as their game in hand. But even if they lose to Liverpool, which I think they will, it'll still put them 6 points clear of Tottenham. And it ain't the fact that they're 6 points clear of Tottenham. It's the simple fact that they're actually the games are running out for them. The games are running out. I mean, Tottenham's got 11 games left. And you got to win 2 more games than Arsenal in them 11 games. And I know that they don't like to think about it, but I do honestly think that Arsenal, for the first time, I think it's the first time since. I think if Arsenal finish above them, it'll be about the first time since we won the league that they finished above them. Arsenal have a good run indeed. Also had a lot of luck in that run next to them. Yeah, maybe you're right, but like I say, I mean, it's a big ask. Yeah, that will be a good game. I will be cheering on Liverpool because I want Liverpool to win the league. So I will be cheering on Liverpool, Raider. But in the last 10 years, Spurs have only spent 35. I didn't know that, Kicks. I really didn't know that. That's a surprise, that is. Thai people generally don't like the owners. Yeah. I mean, Liverpool is very, very big in Thailand. So's it's all Liverpool and Manchester United. You go around anywhere, and you go into all the super hypermarkets, places around Bangkok, and all the shops all have like sort of Manchester United and Liverpool stuff. So you're right on that. But yeah, I mean, some do like it, do like Leicester just for the fact that it's King Power. But yeah, they don't. They're not winning many Thai friends in Thailand. I know that he's definitely not. But only time I hope Liverpool win. Well, weren't this the only time you hoped Leicester win? This one. Didn't you put Arsenal in your bet? Just think, like, didn't Arsenal at the beginning of the season, didn't they lose about the first 4 or 5 games and they were like bottom? Because I'm sure I remember before I went to Thailand, I was taking the piss out of Arsenal fans because they were stone cold bottom. And now look at them. It's like Newcastle though, isn't it? King Power. Fucking Walkers, Chris. We have got no centre forward. We have no, really don't. Yeah. We have no, I mean, Joe put up Joe said he went for Arsenal winning both teams to score, but once I saw the side, I genuinely didn't think we would score because, to be honest, Iheanacho is not what I call a striker. I don't think we've got a recognised striker. I know we've been saying it for a couple of seasons, but without Vardy, we just sort of, we haven't got a recognised striker. And why Tielemans not playing, I haven't got a clue. I don't understand that at all, why he didn't start. No idea at all. What?
Sorry.
Bloody hell, we got music. So, but yeah, going back to thingy. So, are you going to do, because I've got a question, are you going to do your carrot cake tomorrow without the carrots?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Can.
So, a carrotless carrot cake tomorrow, yeah?
Mm.
What you're going to use in place of carrots?
Not sure.
You're not sure yet? Chilies?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay. I normally go the tats, and I've been the Queen. What is it? The Queen Anne stand once, but I normally go to the tats, where the Guinness beer tent is. I have been to the other side once as well. I didn't like it there, but yeah. But I normally go near where the Guinness beer tent is. But I'm not going this year at all. So last time I went was 2020. Yeah, 2020 was the last time I went. Well, I don't think anybody could have gone 2021. I think it was behind closed doors. Go on, you fucking dick. Oh, sorry, excuse my language. Barnes, what are you doing? Oh, you didn't get there. No, I don't think we got 50 million. It's not a waste of time. I loved it. I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it, Dave. Really do. My best two festivals, the best two festivals, I'd go without a shadow of doubt, Dave. Really would. Banana cake. Do a banana cake.
You want?
Yeah, banana cake.
It's easy.
It's easy.
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Yeah, I made before.
You make before, yeah. But when you make before, you make in Thailand, yeah.
I can make.
Yeah, but I never trust what ingredients you have.
I cannot eat cake every day.
I'm not going to eat cake every day, but somebody's just asked for you to make banana cake.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, you make banana cake then. £89. Yeah, with coach travel. Yeah, I'd probably take it. Poor views. It depends which. Like, are you in the what's it called? The Best Mate, is it Best Mate stand, or are you on the other side? So you're in the Best Mate stand. If you're in the Best Mate, if the ticket comes under Best Mate stand, mate, don't take it. That's not worth the money. So if you are really in the cheap side, which is, I think it's called the Best Mate, named after the horse, the Best Mate stand, do not take it. Seriously, you're nowhere. You only see them come round the bend. You don't see them. You're nowhere near they've gone past the winning post by the time you get a close look at them. You can't see the horses pre-parade. You're best off watching them at home. When I went in 2020, it was £4.50 a pint. Gold Cup Day, I wouldn't go. Dave. I don't like going Gold Cup Day. I really don't. That to me is. I always go first day, so I always go on the Tuesday. I don't like going. It's like I don't like going to the Grand National. I've been loads of times, but I don't like going to the Grand National. on Grand National Day. I'd rather watch it. I'd rather watch it at home on the telly. Yeah, best mate enclosure. Yeah, I wouldn't take it, mate. If that's what they're offering you, best mate enclosure for 89 quid, I'd say no. I would turn it down. You are not going to get a good view. You can't see the horses. You can't see the horses before pre-parade. You've got no access to anything. Seriously, you're stuck out. You have a look at it. You're stuck in the top, opposite the main stand, in the top right-hand side. As you look at it, sorry, as you're coming up the straight, it's on the top left-hand side. Not worth it. Seriously, not worth it. We used to stand there. No, there is no dress code because it's where it's the cheapest seats out. It's the cheapest place out. It's but it's, you know, Ladies' Day, I think, is Thursday. I think Ladies' Day is. But we used to stand, when we used to stand, we could only stand at the best mates enclosure. When we would but there's still good money to be taken there. There's still there's still people taking lots of bets, but it's not. No, you wouldn't enjoy it. You wouldn't enjoy it because you'd be looking across at all them in the Guinness tent and all that and everything else, and you wouldn't enjoy it, Dave. Seriously, I know it's only 89 quid, but I would personally, I wouldn't go. Not if it was in the best mate enclosure. I would not go. If it was in the other, then yes, but not in there. But the best two festivals I've ever been to, out of all festivals, is Cheltenham and Punchestown. I love Punchestown Festival, really do. Their 4-day, 5-day festival, I love it. They're the best two. But Cheltenham to me is everything. I know Frosty is taking you had a similar experience at Aintree. What, being in a place where you couldn't see out? Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, pickpockets everywhere. But that, I mean, what do you expect at Aintree? I don't mean that horrible, but fucking hell. Back in the day, you know where you were. But I remember Epsom Down, one of the best places to watch the racing at Epsom Down was up on the Downs. Didn't cost you a penny to go. Not a penny because it's free land. So you could actually, and I mean, you used to be able to get a bet up there and everything. The bookies were there and everything. All the fare and everything. That was probably the best place to go, and it was free. It still is. If you're ever thinking of going to the Derby or the Oaks, go up to the Downs, go up to Epsom and stand on the Downs on the hill. It's all free. You don't have to pay because it's free land. They can't charge you, and you get a great view of the course, and the bookies are there, and you know you can take your family, have a packed lunch and everything because it's normally June time. Well worth it. Well worth it. But if you're paying out money to go to places, then no, that's not one I would go to. But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've always had respect and gratitude for Liverpool people ever since I was at Aintree when the so-called bombing, you know, when the IRA rang up and said there was a bomb and there wasn't, and it was just before the Grand National, and they cleared the stand and everything. I was there then, and they cleared us out. I was driving a coach. And they cleared us out, and we couldn't get back to the coach, to our coaches. And I rang up. I was due to do, and I tell you, I remember it as if it was yesterday because this is a bit of information about it. The next day, I was due to drive down to Wembley because Leicester City was playing Middlesbrough in what was then the Coca-Cola League Cup in the final, right? And I was due to do that trip. with a bunch of people, right? But my coach and me was stuck at Aintree. And I rang the gaffer up and I says to him, what do you want me to do? And he says, stay. Stay. So I says, well, what do you mean stay? And he went, stay. Now, you have to remember, this was the time before mobile phones, because it was like early 90s, mid 90s, sorry. So before everybody had a mobile, but still had mobile phones. Well, I had one on the coach, but it was before everybody had a mobile phone in your pocket, you know what I mean? So anyway, so he said, stay. So I said, oh, okay then, you know, stay, wait until the coaches get released. They're supposed to be releasing them tonight, then drive it back, you know, bring your passengers back and get ready for going to the Wembley the next day. So I says, oh, okay then. So I says, okay then, fair enough, no problem. So I goes back to the gate, the main gate, and I'm standing there. I says, the coppers are there at the main gate. And I says, you know, when the learners get coaches, and they says, they're not. You're not going to get your coach till tomorrow. So I says, you're joking. So they says, no, you're not going to get your coach till tomorrow. So I'm like, oh, fucking hell. So I'm like stuck in the middle of Liverpool, don't know where to sleep, no nothing. So I met up with, there was a Welsh driver there as well, bloke from Wales, and a bloke from Sheffield. So there were three of us. And we were sitting in this bush shelter, absolutely freezing. It was like, by this time, it was about 11 o'clock at night, you know, because, I mean, it was April, beginning of April. It was sodding freezing. And all of a sudden, this car pulls up. What's up? What's wrong?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. This car, no, you just come running up and give me a kiss. I think something's wrong. This car pulls up and this girl winds down the window and she says, are you bus drivers? And we're sitting there in uniforms, like, so I says, yeah, coach drivers, yeah. And there was a bloke in the car. She says, no, they didn't. Changing the subject. No, we scored in the last minute in the first leg, in the first game, I do believe, at Wembley. I don't know because I was driving back from Aintree. So anyway, we scored in the last minute, and then we played. The replay was at Hillsborough, not Hillsborough. Yeah, Hillsborough. The replay was at Hillsborough, Sheffield, and we beat them there. So no, they didn't. We beat them in the replay. In answer to your question, we drew. I think it was 2-2 at Wembley. I think my memory's not brilliant. Without googling it, somebody would come on and say exactly what the score was. Probably Stu D will confirm or thingy, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, all the locals did rally round. We ended up with a room for the night in somebody's house. They put a call out on the radio the next day to find out where our passengers were. As it happened, mine had all gone back to Leicester because they got tickets for the Middlesbrough match for the final. So I came back empty. But all the Liverpool people just helped no end. And I've always had respect for them ever since because it was fucking freezing, and I was freezing sitting out there, absolutely freezing. So, but a lot of them did. No, because our lot didn't go back. The Nick Your Up cabs. But no, I mean, a lot of the drivers, they put a lot of the drivers up in, what's the name of it? Somebody will know. You know where the liver birds are on top of? Do what I do, Steve. Just ignore him when he does that. Just ignore him. Stu, just do what I do. Just when he does that, he'll never stop talking about him, but he's quite knowledgeable when it comes to sport. So when he does talk about that, I just ignore him. I have no problem with Charlie, but I just ignore him. You know, he's having a little bit of a dig, but you know, I just ignore him when he does. But Stu, you can answer. Middlesbrough, Leicester, League Cup final. We beat them. We beat them in the replay. I do believe we scored. We scored in the. I do believe we scored in the last minute at Wembley, and I do believe it was 2-2. Is that correct, or am I wrong? I can Google it, but I just thought you might know, being the football fan you are. Dave, stop it. Leave it off of this channel. All right. Seriously, Dave. You know I enjoy our chats about sport, but please leave it off this channel, mate. I ask everybody else to do the same, please. You know, your personal beef with that person has been going on for many years, but please leave it off my channel, mate. But yeah, I don't know where thingy, but yeah. So yeah, I didn't have to go on the Monday to the rerun. I think the favourite won it. Was it Galahad? Lord Galahad won it on the Monday. Sure he did. Well, more chance of me knowing the winner of that Grand National than there is of anything else.
Dinner.
Dinner?
Yeah.
What have you got for dinner?
Curry.
Curry. Is it? Oh, yeah. I don't know how you can say that, being a born and bred Peterborough fan. I'd let you get away with that, but that was the last trophy you lot won. So don't even start on us about the Mickey Mouse League Cup, because that was the last trophy you lot won. So, Stu, you leave yourself a little bit wide open there. The last trophy you won was the League Cup. But I will say that in our 3 appearances at the League Cup in the 90s, I think we had 3. We won 2 and lost 1. And we beat the likes of, here's who we beat. We beat Middlesbrough after a replay. We beat Tranmere. This is how low it goes. We beat Tranmere, and then we lost to Tottenham. So our 3 appearances in the League Cup in the 90s, we won 2 and lost 1. And that was Middlesbrough we beat, Tranmere we beat, and we lost to Tottenham. But then again, Stu loves to watch the best teams like Forest. Well, yeah, Forest are only 1 game. Ain't Forest only 1 game away from Wembley now? Mind you, it is a big game, isn't it? I mean, I do believe that your 1 game is Liverpool, but you're only 1 game away from Wembley. Come on, just give us a goal. So I want a goal now. I want Leicester to score a goal so that Joe gets his bet up, because Joe's done 1999, yeah. Do you have an opinion on okay, the United stands? No, I've never heard of him. I know I'm sure he's the one who does live streams when Man U play. I'm pretty sure somebody was talking about him the other day in a live stream. But I don't watch him because I can't stand Manchester United. I'll be honest with you, Manchester United, to me, Manchester United fans are the worst fans in the world, because they are so. I mean, I say that Stu D wears rose-tinted glasses, but fucking hell, Man U fans, they're arrogant. They are arrogant. They are absolutely arrogant, Man U fans. They all because of their glory years, which are now way behind them. They just expect so much. They won't accept that there are no more than an average side at the minute. I mean, you can't be a good side with the likes of Maguire in it. How he gets into the England side, I have no idea, because he is shit. Yeah, well, Fair enough. Like I say, Dave, I don't watch him. There's no fans are worse than Liverpool fans. No one else comes close. Okay, that's fair enough. I'm surprised you didn't say Arsenal fans, but go on. Well, yeah, Liverpool. Liverpool. I agree with you about Liverpool always sort of lived on the past because they never won the league and they lived on the past. But I think Arsenal do the same now as well. I think Arsenal fans do the same. They all put themselves up there as one of the top sides in the country. You know, and to be honest, I don't think they are one of the top sides in the country, Arsenal. I don't think they will be for a while. Only a small percent. Leicester should give them half the money back from that sale. Yeah, you're right about that, Dave. That was a good business. That was good business. 80 million. That was good business because he's a donkey. He is. I tell you. I mean, come on. He showed himself for what he is. Yeah, okay, but they all live in the past. I mean, you could say the same about a lot of fans live in the past. I mean, fucking hell, if we lived in the past, we'd still be fucking at Grimsby. He was a hell of a player, though, weren't he? Old Stuart Pearce, hell of a player. He was one of the few players that always wore his heart on his sleeve, no matter who he played for. Always wore his heart on his sleeve. You know, when he played for England, I mean, he stepped up. You lot are probably too young to remember this, and I don't mean that in an horrible way either. But I mean, I remember 1990 in the semi-final when he missed the penalty. You know, some people said that was close to fucking destroying him. You know, but he did make a few bob out of a pizza advert at the time. But he still stepped up in the 96 Euros 96. You know, he never backed away from it ever. But you know, I mean, you lot probably wouldn't remember. I don't know how old you lot are, but a lot of you wouldn't remember the 90 World Cup. But I watched a programme the other day talking about that 90 World Cup. Oh, fucking hell, I seen Paul Gascoigne when he was living in his car. He looks ill, really seriously ill. He looks in a right state. Yeah, lost the first game in 10 games, didn't they, today? The Newcastle. Forest signed Pearce and Butterworth double deal from Coventry, I think. Oh, is that where he came from? You've been eating chili again and now you're going upstairs. All right. Have you seen him doing the joke about Les Ferdinand with Willie Thorne? No, I haven't. I'll have to have a look at that, Adam. Well, it's not raining anyway, so we might go out. We'll go out in a bit, yeah? You all right? What's wrong?
Spicy burn.
Spicy burn. Why, if it burns you, why do you make it so spicy? If it burns you, why do you make it so spicy?
I don't know if it was spicy like that.
You didn't know it was that spicy until you eat it. Mm. Did you eat it all? There's some logic there somewhere, but I'm yet to work it out. If I took a mouthful of food that I found to be too spicy, I would not then carry on and eat it. Classic, yeah. I've got to agree with you, Raider. He would, yeah, but the thing was, he always used. Des Walker was fast, but he could also see things that other players couldn't see. He knew where you were going before you decided where you were going as well. Des Walker did, but yeah, an absolute classic player. I tell you, another player I always rated, and I'm going to say this now, and some people will fucking hit me, but another player that I always rated and always thought was a good player, Gary Mabbutt. I remember him when he broke his eye socket, I think, smashed his eye socket to bits, nearly ended his career. And he came back, and not only did he come back, but he played. He didn't, you know, he weren't one of these that shirked from his respect thingy afterwards. But yeah, it's going to make a. John Robinson, he played on the wing, didn't he? John Robinson. Didn't he play on the right wing? Am I right? Paul Parker was good from that era, underrated. Paul Parker. Yeah, he was a fullback, weren't he? See, I can remember players. I remember players. Paul Parker played for Manchester United, played fullback. I have to double check just in case I get you're talking about somebody different. But if you are talking about the Paul Parker who played for Man U and played fullback, then I didn't think that good. I didn't think he was that good. But then he was a fullback, so I wouldn't know. Oh, left wing. I knew he was a winger. I associate him with Norwich. Sutton. Now he was a good player. Sutton. I mean, he went on to form up a partnership with Shearer at Blackburn. But yeah, I rated Sutton as well. But I remember him. I remember him at Norwich. Yeah. So QPR to Man U. Yeah, I know it was a fullback for Man U. I couldn't tell you. I mean, who he played for before that. Players like that. Fractured skull and eye socket. That was for Mabbutt. Yeah, dirty Wimbledon. Yeah, but he made a full recovery though, didn't he, Stu? And he still went on to. Didn't he go on to captain Tottenham for years? You know, a very underrated player. I thought he was I rated him as a very good player. You know, I did, but you know, I mean, I think Tottenham have had some good players in their time, some really good players. You know, Vinny Samsway, Jesus Christ. Do you remember? Oh, that name that you call that? Do you remember that goal against Seaman from the halfway line? That was him, weren't it? Naim or whatever his name is. Didn't he score against Seaman from the halfway line? Am I wrong? Am I right? Because I might be wrong. I might be thinking of somebody else. I know fucking. I might be thinking of somebody else that did it against him. But Tottenham, I tell you what Tottenham have had. You mean the final that where, and I'm going to say this, and I don't care what you say, the final when Tottenham should have only had 10 men on the park. Hey, is that the final you're on about? The 91 final when Tottenham should never have had 11 men on the park? He should have been. I know it. In a way, I think it ruined his career, but well, it didn't ruin his career, but it delayed his transfer to. But he should never have been still on the park after that. They should have only had 10 men. I know he got stretchered off, but he should have been red carded anyway. That was probably one of the. That is up there as one of the nastiest tackles I've seen that hasn't produced. A red card. Probably one of the nastiest tackles I've seen that didn't produce a red card. That one, the Gascoigne's. Yeah, I just think he gets like that though, don't he? He gets what's the word I'm trying to come out with? He gets like he gets hyper, don't he? He's like, he's like a kid. He has these things where he's like, he's like a big kid, Gascoigne. But I don't know. I just think that one particular tackle was okay. Now I remember it was horrific. And even I don't think even Studi or Kicks could come back at me and tell me that he should have still been on the park. I don't think even Studi could. Yeah, full time 2-0. Yeah. Yep. Well, not a lot I can say about the game. We're crap at defending corners. Always have been. We've conceded more goals from set pieces than anybody else in the Premiership this season. We are absolutely diabolical. And a penalty. No argument with the result. No argument at all with the result. The better side won on the day, without a shadow of doubt. So, yep, that leaves us where we are, and that's one of our gaming hands gone. I'll be disappointed if we don't finish in the top 10. I'll still say that. But, yeah, but that, I mean, that was more, come on, if you ever played football for whatever, professionally or not professionally, but if you ever played football for not a decent level, if you ever played any form of football where when you were a kid or just growing up, fucking hell. What did I tell you about Stu? Come on, Stu, get the glasses off. You must have seen that tackle a few times in your lifetime. I don't care whether you watched it live or not. You must have seen it a few times. BVM will make a for Fox's sake tomorrow. All right, yeah. He's turned on Rodgers. But yeah, as I was saying, what was I saying just before that? Yeah, if anybody played football back in the day, right, in any level back in the 80s, 90s, I mean, these blokes here, I'm not going to say it was better then, but it was a fucking lot more physical. I remember watching the 70s and early 80s football. I mean, some of the tackles would never be allowed. Would never be allowed. Some of the tackles now. I mean, you had people like, I remember they used to call them Dirty Leeds, right? The 70s side, Dirty Leeds. You had the likes of Norman Hunter. His nickname was Norman Bite Your Fucking Legs Hunter. I mean, that's, Billy Bremner. These weren't skillful players. These were fucking animals. I mean, if you had a nifty winger or somebody with a bit of skill, they used to put him in the stand first tackle. Then the bloke could hide for the rest of the game because he didn't want to be put back in the stand again. I admire people like Glenn Hoddle, people like Waddle, who had the skill back in them days on shit pitches. Glenn Hoddle, prime example, had so much skill. And he was playing on shit pitches, not these carpets like they play on now. He was playing on shit pitches, and he had so much skill. Unbelievable. Johan Cruyff, exactly the same. Maradona, exactly the same. So much skill on shit pitches, but also getting. I mean, you remember the you remember the Under God in '86, right? Put that aside. The other goal, his second goal in that game, when he beat 6 England players. Now, Peter Reid actually turned around and said he should have chopped him down. Should have chopped him down. That was Peter Reid. Because back in them days, that's what they expected. Oh, you cheeky bastard. Tommy Smith from Liverpool was an hard player. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. But you had Tommy Smith as left back. I mean, you had Phil Neal at right back. Both of them were, or was it the other way around? But you had Phil Neal, old Pinocchio, and Tommy Smith. They were both the same. And then you had Emlyn Hughes in the middle. But Kenny Burns, yeah. Yeah, I remember Kenny Burns, blonde-haired kid. Am I right? He nutty Peter Osgood in the fog at the City Ground, jumpers for goalposts, yeah. Now, am I right about Kenny Burns, blonde-haired, had a mullet, blonde-haired bloke? But if you think back, right, what's one of the most famous pictures of an England player? I would say one of the most famous pictures of an England player was probably Butcher, cut up, blood all over his white shirt with bandage round his head. Never be allowed now. Fucking never be allowed now. You know what I mean? But he just went off the pitch, put 6 stitches in it, and wrap a bandage round my head, will you? Don't change my shirt. I still want the blood on it. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying, look, football is better now. There ain't a shadow of doubt. Football is better now than what it was back then. But let's not take away what we had back then. I loved it. Growing up, it was great. Don't take that away from us. You had skillful players playing on. There was no, if anybody can remember, and this is going to be before all your days, even, you know, and I know what Stu said about me being in my 40s, but I remember one of the worst grounds ever was like the baseball ground, Derby's ground. And, you know, that was like, you couldn't play football. You could not play football on that ground. That pitch was unplayable during the winter, completely unplayable. But you'd have the likes of Glenn Hoddle, Georgie Best, go into that ground and playing football on it. You know, and that to me were proper players. And I'm talking about a Tottenham legend in Glenn Hoddle and, you know, a Man U legend in George Best. But they were, you know, they could play football on them grounds. And they were fucking, if anybody ever seen, and I know a lot of you are claiming to be young, but if any of you ever remember the old baseball ground from back in the fucking 70s, early 80s even, when the baseball ground was around, it was a mud bath. It was terrible. It was one of the worst. Mr. Studi said, I was born, I'll admit it, I was born in 1963. So in the 70s, the 70s and early 80s was like, well, late 70s, early 80s is what I can remember about football. That's when you start to take interest from about 70 to actually remember it. I think 82 World Cup was the first one I ever went to. Did I ever? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I never rated him at Man U and I never rated him at West Brom. Almost a non-contact sport, but that brings out the better standard of football, I think, Joe. I really think it needs to be a non-contact sport in the sense that I think the contact that was going on back then, it didn't ruin football, but the flair of football wasn't. It wasn't an entertainment like it is now. Yes, I was. for my sins. But I remember the first World Cup I ever went to was the 82 World Cup in Spain. That was the first one I ever went to. That's really when you start to, that was 70s, late 70s, early 80s was when thingy. But I honestly do believe Stu D's life was obviously changed by Britpop, Tony Blair, and Euro '96. Yeah, but look. I remember the football back in the 80s, but I'm not saying it was better football. I think football's better now. I think, look, when I first started going to football, I'm going to say this now. When I first started going to football, we were treated like third-class citizens. We were treated like animals. Even the football clubs treated us like animals. They'd cram as many people into the stands as they could, and then you'd have two toilets. So most people were just pissing where they were standing. And do I believe that the all-seater stand and everything, has improved football? Yes, I do. I'm glad to see the back of hooliganism. That's a big word for me. I don't even know if I said it right. Hooliganism. Debatable statement. Yes, it is a debatable statement. But I honestly glad to see the back of it. I think football now is more sellable, and I think it's better. It's much better. No, not for Leicester fans, just for any fans. If you was a Villa fan, I mean, I remember here's the thing. I remember. Yeah, we were. I remember FA Cup final. I think it might have been the 91. I think it might have been 91. If Stu D's still around, he will tell me whether it was or wasn't, purely because he's such a big Tottenham fan. But I do believe it was 91, and we played Tottenham in the FA Cup semi-final at Aston Villa's ground, right? And I remember standing in the Old End. Now, the Old End, instead of it in its day, the Old End was all Villa. That was their spine cop. That was their big thingy, right? No, I don't have a Betfred account. No, but for this semi-final, it was splitting off. So Tottenham had half of the Old End, and we had the other half, right? And I remember it might have been earlier than 91. Actually, thinking about it, it would have been a lot earlier. Anyway, whatever it was, it was a semi-final, FA Cup semi-final. FA Cup semi-final against Tottenham. We got beat. I think we scored an own goal, actually. But anyway, I remember standing there, and the Tottenham fans were on our right-hand side, and all of a sudden, this is no bullshit, all of a sudden, the police that was in between us put a big fucking netting up between the two fans, because the fact they were chucking fucking darts and coins over the top. We were doing the same, don't get me wrong. It weren't just the Tottenham fans that were chucking them at us. We were chucking them back at the Tottenham fan. But these were fucking darts coming over the top. It was 82, was it? Oh, that's how far back it was. Jesus Christ. 82. Well, I was a few years out. But they were chucking darts. Yeah, of course, it wouldn't have been the 90s. What am I on about? I'd stopped going by then. Yeah, it would have been early 80s, yeah. But they were chucking darts. We were chucking them back. Coins, fucking everything. And it makes you realise, this was at a football match. And, yeah, there was nothing more scary. I remember you used to catch the football special out of Leicester. And I remember walking down Seven Sisters Road, getting a police escort down Seven Sisters Road, and absolutely shitting myself. And this is no word of a lie. This was like early 80s again. probably 81, 82, 83. Absolutely shitting myself walking down Seven Sisters Road with a police escort because you'd have the Tottenham fans coming up just to the edge of the police, fucking with, showing fucking Stanley knives and fucking, saying they're going to cut you wide open and you're walking down, fucking shitting yourselves. Absolutely shitting yourselves, being surrounded by a load of Tottenham fans, knowing that the only thing keeping them from you, and I'm not being brave here, I'm being honest. The only thing keeping them from you is a copper with a baton. That were it. No, not fucking around. If they decided to come at you, you were fucked. Look, if 400, and this was the worst part, if 400 Tottenham fans decided to charge at the 200 Leicester fans that had travelled to the away game, and there was 10 coppers trying to stop them. Piss off, will you? They're not going to stop them with batons, are they? But yeah, that used to be the scare. Away games used to be terrifying. I remember going to Wolves. I went to Wolverhampton, right? And if anybody's ever been to Wolverhampton, you walk through subways to get to the ground. And I remember their firm, as we used to call them back in the day, their firm used to be called the Subway Army, right? And the reason we found out to our cost why they called them the Subway Army, because what you do is you go through one subway, and then there's a bit of open ground, and then you go through another subway to get to the ground. Well, what used to happen was you went through the first subway, and then the police who was escorting you stopped. And then you'd look through, and at the other subway, there'd be another set of police. Yeah, the underpass, yeah. The subway, yeah, underpass, whatever you want to. There'd be another set of police, right? So the open ground you used to have to walk through with no police escort. Not because the police thought you were safe walking through there, just the simple fact that as soon as you stepped out into the open, the bricks started flying from both directions from the Wolverhampton fans. And the coppers didn't want to get hit on the head with the fucking bricks. So they used to let you walk through that bit on your own. Honestly, it was terrifying, absolutely terrifying. I mean, I remember most grounds were the same. Middlesbrough, I remember going Middlesbrough. They were fucking Middlesbrough. I don't know what they fed their fans on, because they were big bastards. They were massive fuckers. They were Middlesbrough fans. But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, it also made me laugh. I mean, I remember the Zulus. There was more fucking sides. There were more sides that had the Zulus as a firm. Is this guy still talking? Yeah, I'm going to wrap this up because we're going out in a minute, so I'm going to wrap this up. But yeah, I am talking about football. I'm bound to talking about good old days and everything. I'm bound to still be talking. But yeah, I'm going to wrap it up soon anyway. But yeah, I remember the Zulus. The Birmingham City, they were called the Zulus. I think Crystal Palace were called the Zulus. You had... But yeah, whoever said something about Birmingham City away, not for the faint-hearted. We never had a big problem with Birmingham City away. The sides we had big problems with as away fans going, as I personally, obviously we had big problems with Forest, always, because Forest just because it was a local derby, we had fucking running battles with Forest across that bridge. I remember many, many fights there. Tottenham, any London side, but mainly Tottenham, West Ham and Chelsea were the big three. They were the three bad sides for us as an away fan. We hated them. Not after we win our games in hand, Stu. We'll win our games in hand and we'll go above them. Yeah, Tottenham, Chelsea, West Ham were the three big sides in London that we were terrified of. Not terrified of, but there were scary places to go to. The walk, it was always the walk to the ground that scared. It wasn't in the ground as much as the walk to the ground. And I always remember Tottenham walking up Seven Sisters Road, Tottenham, Chelsea, West Ham, fucking scary places to go. Really scary places to go. Middlesbrough, another scary place to go. Newcastle, I didn't find that bad. Liverpool was, but it was weird because Liverpool was a scary place to go, but Everton never was. Man City was scary because you used to have to go through Moss Side to get to Main Road. So that was scary. That was a scary place, Man City. But Man U wasn't really that bad because Man U used to get a lot more coppers. I think the bigger sides, you used to get a lot more coppers escorting you because of the trouble. But yeah, they were the ones. If I had to pick Wolves, obviously because of the underpass or the subway, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, if I had to pick sides that I personally travelled to, that I would have put in my top 10, then it would be Tottenham, Chelsea, West Ham in London, Liverpool, Man City, Middlesbrough. That'd be 6. Aston Villa they had the bad days and the good days, and then the likes of Forest. Derby never scared us, but Forest, they were good battles with Forest. They were good battles back in the day, really good battles. But don't get me wrong, we never won these battles. I'm talking they scared us. I didn't say we beat them. I'm saying that we got scared from them. He's always scary at Forest. Fuck off. Anyway, lads, I'm going to go because I am going to go out. We're going to go out. So only time I've ever worried was Millwall away. Me and my mate decided to go on the train. It wasn't fun. Only posh fans at the station. You know what? I'll tell you another one, Portsmouth, but I've never been Millwall. I never went to the old Den, and I've never been to the new Den. I have never been Millwall. So I can't count Millwall because I've never been. But Portsmouth was another one. That was a dodgy ground as well. Portsmouth. They had a bit of a fucking crazy fucking supporters. I know posh fans are fighting the police. Yeah. I've actually been Peterborough's ground a few times. It used to be next door to a B&Q. I don't know whether it still is, but there used to be a B&Q next to it. No, I didn't get boozed up and play the role of Leicester Tango Man. But yeah, is that right, Stu? Am I thinking right for Peterborough? There used to be a B&Q very close to it if it wasn't next door or something, because we used to park in the B&Q car park. If I'm thinking of the right ground, but if not, then fair enough. But anyway, lads, cheers for the chat. I've really enjoyed it. I will be doing a live stream probably one day during the week when Cheltenham's on. Yeah, it used to be a couple of minutes away. Yeah, that's where we used to park up in there. But yeah, cheers for the chat. Thanks for keeping everything down to just sport. Thanks for keeping everything down to sport. I don't want to talk about hotels. I'm not interested. I don't get involved in it no more. I only do live streams about sport. It'll be about football next time. Take care, Joe. Sorry your bet didn't come in. Sorry we couldn't score. Good luck with your bet, Stu D, if you're still going. I don't know if you are. I can't remember who you said you got. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for coming on. Goodbye.